Ignore the racist images. Switch over to the other side of the earth. Let's talk about the Panama Canal. We talked yesterday or in the previous video about Captain Alfred Thayer saying, here's how you take over the world. Strong Navy, check. Conquer a bunch of islands, check. We also need a shorter way around the world. Right now, if you want to go from New York to San Francisco pre-Panama Canal, it's 1,300 miles. But if you're able to carve a little passageway here, you could cut it in half. Wow, that'd be awesome, because that would really help our Army or our Navy get from coast to coast. We really could need that. So we find the narrowest position between North America and South America is here, what we call today Panama. And if we just cut through it, we can create a man-made waterway. Boom. 5,000 miles as opposed to 1,300 miles. I mean, that's less than half. It's a really quick trip now all of a sudden. We just need to get control of it. So you can see here pictures of them carving out, cutting through mountains and creating this man-made waterway. And let's go. I mean, it's really interesting because we just think, oh, you're just going to, cut a little hole. This thing has to go vertical. It actually goes up. And there are locks that allow the ship to go up and down like an elevator. It's real. I think it's fascinating to me. Maybe you're not as fascinated. But real simply, by cutting this route in half, it's a huge impact, not just for a military and strategic point, but for an economic view, because now it's a shorter distance. It's much cheaper to ship goods. You use less fuel, less worker hours. You can get there and back, and you can ship more goods faster. And when you can ship them cheaper and faster, then you can lower the price on your goods, and that means it's cheaper for people to buy. It's a win-win for everybody involved. I'm going to see a couple pictures here of how the Panama Canal now works. You can see all right, we're going up, and there's these locks that allow the water, and as the water flows in, it pushes the ship up, and you go forward, and then they get to the other side, and the same thing works. The water flows out, and the ship sinks down with the water. This allows us to ship goods. We see here, up, see daisy, whoop, see daisy, and so they go up, whoop, and then they go across the lake, and then it's going to, so Panama Canal, cool. But how do we do this? Well, if we went back and looked at the Panama Canal, originally this is Colombia. There's no such thing as Panama. Panama's made up. We make it up. So this originally belonged to Colombia, and Colombia's like, look, we understand it's really important, so we're just going to build it on our own. And they hired the French to come over because the French had built the Suez Canal. They figured, oh, they've done it before. Shouldn't be a problem. Well, it is a problem because everybody's dying. They can't get the canal built. They can't figure it out. What they end up finding out later on is that when you have standing still water, mosquito eggs are laid in that. So you get tons of mosquitoes, and the mosquitoes are spreading malaria every single which way from Sunday, and people are dying left and right. And, last time I checked, zombies can't dig canals. Eventually, America's like, look, we're just going to take over. Well, you can't take over because it's our land. We know that you want a canal. We know that the canal's cool, and it's great, and it's going to help the economy, and it's going to help a lot of people. But here's the facts. You're in America. We're in Colombia. The canal's in Colombia. You can't just walk in here and build the canal. Oh, come on, man. It's America's going to figure this out, aren't we? So here's what happens. We got to find a way to get control of this land. We got to get control of it so that we can build the canal. So what happens is we set up a phony revolution. So we find like 5 or 6 dudes in this Colombia area that I don't really like Colombia all that much. So we find these 5 guys, and they start protesting like, yeah, let's fight. And as soon as that 5 or 6, it's more than that, but as soon as this small little outbreak happens, America walks in, we immediately recognize the independence of what are we going to call Panama? We'll call it the Panama people. They're Colombians. Yeah, but these people rebelling, they're the Panamanians. And so we officially recognize their rights as people. So if you mess with them, then we're going to mess with you. And Colombia can't fight America. So Colombia just basically said, all right, whatever. I guess you're just going to steal the canal from us. We're not stealing pretty much we're going to steal it from you. So that's what we do. We set up a fake revolution. We recognize the fake revolution. We team up with them, and then we create like a fake country out of nowhere. So now, hey, we can build the Panama Canal in Panama. Good job, America.